Welcome to In Your Element podcast, where we dive into stories of those thriving in their element. From entrepreneurs, influencers, to chefs, musicians, and the community leaders, we explore their journeys, struggles, and successes. I'm Randall Pink with Natalie Kaufman, and today we're bringing you another incredible conversation with Patrick Coyne from Black Sheep Performance.
Back up in my yellow. I get my grind on and my mind strong, I'm working. I clock in when the night's long, so much time gone, but it's worth it. I'm locked in, keep the lights on, got my mind on my purpose. It's working, I flourish, I earned it. Can't tell me I don't deserve it, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Jeff Weiler Automotive. You can count on Jeff Weiler to deliver high-quality vehicles at fair prices and provide excellent services to meet all your needs.
Hey everyone, welcome back to In Your Element podcast. We're here in Madison Square, located inside Element Eatery. I'm Natalie Kaufman.
I'm Randall Pink, and today we have the pleasure of being with
Patrick Coyne.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
So I've seen you a couple of times in Element Eatery, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I think the first time I saw this, I had a Lulu event.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm with Lulu, and I saw you guys in the corner, and I'm never ashamed to put myself out there. I've been pitching myself to podcasts since I was 21, and now people are kind of paying attention. So I have no shame.
I greatly appreciate that. Let's get to know you a little bit. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Yeah, like I said, my name's Patrick Coyne. First things first, I'm a father and a husband. I'm a God-fearing man.
Amen.
Amen. But by trade, I'm a personal trainer. I started LA Fitness, GNC. I played quarterback at the University of Cincinnati. Dropped out and started my own business at 21. Couch surf around the country, learned from different trainers, learned from some of the best guys in the country. Lived in Denver, lived in Miami Beach, moved back home with my parents. I was, fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, I was a true model in Miami. Worked for a lot of different companies, had a couple different agencies. Wild World, was on the Steve Harvey show and different things, and it was a little bit over my head and against some of my moral compass, as they say, without getting too gritty in details, and moved back in with my parents at 24 years old, moved back to Cincinnati and started Black Sheep Performance on the side of my parents' house in 2018. And then now I like to think we're the best gym in the state, one of the best gyms in the country, have some of the best athletes in the world. And then I started Contrast Studios 2 years ago. We have 3 locations, and I'm a wellness guy. People are afraid to say they're a biomechanist or they're a physio. I'm a personal trainer that started LA Fitness and learned from some of the best guys, and now train people everyone hears about on their TV. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is,
so
what a story.
What a story, literally. I'm like, wow, I feel like you've lived a lot of different lives.
Yes.
Let's dive into that.
Yes.
Let's dive into that. Okay, so you were a model in Miami, is that what you said?
I was, yep.
So how did becoming a model in Miami kind of switch your perspective on things to go into the fitness world?
I was always in the fitness world. So I was a 4-star quarterback coming out of high school. Was top 10 in the country, and never really panned out in college. And that's just some of my own, off the field issues. I was young. I can't blame anyone else. And I've always loved to train. I've always loved to help people. And when I first got done playing football, my big thing was I wanted to be so good at being myself, I got paid for it. And my best route was training. I really loved fitness. I grew up very well. My parents liked their job, but didn't love their job. And I really wanted to get paid for what I love to do.
They're just trying to get to Friday kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes and no. My mom's the head of the ECMO department in Mercy. My dad does medical sales. But they have a boss. They have someone telling them what to do. And I wanted to create. I wanted to live that life the way I wanted to on my own time, but I wanted to do what I wanted to do, which is help people get better. So I was a trainer and then worked in Denver, had NFL clients, worked at Atlanta Performance, who's Peyton Manning, TJ Dillashaw, Brian Dawkins, huge names in sports, and ended up getting fired from there. Got fired from a couple of gyms, and still stayed with it. And
hey, it happens.
It does. And I got a very loud opinion if I'm not in control, and it's a duality. It's good and bad. I'm not saying it's all good or all bad, but that's just where I was.
You know what you want.
Yeah.
It drives you to be better.
Exactly. Had a couple good mentors basically just tell me that I should start my own business because I have such a loud opinion and figured out myself. So I did. That business blew up in my face and failed. It was called Savage Fitness. Ended up moving to Miami Beach because I got a modeling contract after working in Denver in the nightlife a little bit. Someone saw me and did one photo shoot kind of as a joke. Got picked up by a agency in New York, got picked up by an agency in Nashville, got picked up by an agency in LA and in Miami, and then moved down there and lived oceanfront and tried to live that crazy life, and realized that how shallow it was to have clout and quote unquote fame. And it was very vain. Like, I mean, you're literally standing in underwear, and I'm a confident guy, but it just kind of looked around one day and it kind of got weird. And there were some things that, you know, are put in front of your face, and no pun intended, but basically like, if you do this, you can have this. And I just wasn't down for that, and had a real conversation with now my wife, who was down there with me, and moved back to Cincinnati and started my own training business again. So started it again at 24, and it worked. But yeah, it was an interesting time. It made me realize to trust my moral compass, and fame isn't it, value is it.
You know what? You are like the picture of not giving up.
Thank you.
'Cause I feel
Thank
like,
you.
I mean, honestly, like, I would say struggles, and then I would say, I'm gonna try this. This doesn't work, so I'm gonna go here. This isn't what I wanted either. So it's like why settle? And that's what we talk a lot about on this podcast, is like, why are we settling for things that we're not passionate about,
Yep.
that we hate every day? Like, why do that?
I would rather be broke and happy than rich and sad.
Exactly.
No
Yes.
doubt. Yeah.
Yes.
And so going back to the first time that your business failed, what drove you to start it again? Like what kind of advice could you give from failing, I guess, and getting back on your feet?
Fail really fast. Fail fast. You know, a quick no is better than a slow yes. So my big thing was, I've always known inherently that I was destined for something. And I thought it was money at a young age. So my big thing when I was younger is that I chased more money and fame in my brain, and realizing that the number one key to success is if you can continue to go further than everyone else, it's a lot harder for people to catch you. So as long as I'm not quitting, as long as I wasn't, you know, throwing in the towel, I knew there was something, you know, bigger. Yeah. And I failed in football. And I think it's the big driving force is I had, you know, I was ranked higher than Johnny Manziel. I had every touted reason to go to the NFL, and I didn't. And I had to learn to really take, you know, blame for that. And once I failed in that, and that was my fault, I promised myself when I dropped out of college, I was never going to do it again. I was actually going to give 100%. I was really going to try. And just that burning desire not to fall on my face again, I never even thought about like, oh, I'm going to quit. Oh, I'm going to work a real job. You know, that never really entered my head. And if it did, it was an hour and a half, and then it was back to it, another idea.
Do you think that's a learned trait, or do you think that's like something that was just in your blood, as far as like you didn't like the fact of failing?
It puts a really bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I think how people perceive failure is the biggest problem. Is, you know, you can learn a lesson from everything you've ever done in your life, but failing isn't bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people that you read about or you follow on Instagram or Facebook have had more failures than you have followers. So like, there's no difference between me and someone else. I'm just willing to openly and publicly fall on my face. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way when that didn't work or this didn't work. It's just on to the next thing.
We only read about their successes. We don't read about the 19
100%.
businesses that they
Yes.
failed and filed bankruptcy.
That's how social media is, though, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we get so caught up in, I mean, I know I have, you need to look a certain way, you need to weigh a certain amount, you need to like have all the, and it's like social media in a way. And I say this, and my job is social media, and social media is great too, because it's a great marketing tool, but it's also fake. Like, it truly is. Like, I feel like nobody is going to share their struggles on there, and they might, and that's fine. They might. I have a few friends that are influencers that do that, and I think that's amazing. But nobody's going to go on there and say how they just got fired or how they've been crying all day because of this or that or that. So it's just like,
And that's kind of the overall dynamic of this podcast, right? Is getting people like yourself, right? Come on here, talk about the struggles, talk about the achievements, And I think everyone can relate to that because everyone, like you said, their perception of failing right now in society is just bad. Like, go back to your day job, right? But at the end of the day, if you didn't take that leap, you wouldn't have gotten that drive to just keep on doing better and better and better. And now look where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think people just post their highlights, and it's a highlight reel on Instagram. And I've always done organic content. Like when we said before, if I mess up and say the wrong thing, that's what meant was to be said. I don't think there should be editing. I don't think there should be chopping or anything. So like if you go watch my content, I post exactly what I did. I'm not adding a filter to it. I'm not putting sauce to it. Like I have people around me that have a lot more followers or this or that. But I mean, if we're talking content, I have 1 million impressions a month, and I've never paid for social media. I've never sold myself out.
We needed to hear this.
Yeah, I know.
We needed to hear this because
I-
we're so big on that.
Yeah, I do it organically. Even if I'm not everyone's cup of tea, you're literally choosing to click a follow button, which isn't
Literally.
reality. That's just what I choose to post, right? So like, I could care less what you perceive my social media as. You chose
Yes.
to follow me. And again, I think a lot of people have followers without being led anywhere. So if you follow me on some social media, if you're a client in one of my businesses, there is a sense of leadership and direction and end goal for everything I'm doing. I'm not just aimlessly doing things.
I love that.
I got told one time because I like just getting on social media and just talking about like I when I go to Pilates or when I go to do whatever, or me and my fiance, we're wedding planning. I just like to share those things. And a friend of a friend, she knew somebody that said, "Oh my gosh, Natalie just posts so much." I'm like, what's great about this app? You can unfollow me. Like, you can honestly unfollow me and it's fine. Like, just by you saying that, I'm not going to stop posting. Like,
No,
Instagram is so amazing, guys. Just click the unfollow button.
I agree. I agree. There's always, and it's, I think it's a bigger problem in society is most people follow people to watch them fail. And if you're going to follow me and you think I'm going to fail, I'm going to give you a hell of a show. So like, I'm just posting
Love
what I'm
that.
doing on an everyday basis. Like before this, there's all the Bengals wives and girlfriends are at the gym now working out. We replaced the floor, which kicked my ass on, my profit and loss statement at the gym. We bought new dumbbells. We're doing really good at contrast, but we're trying to figure everything out and really figure out the perfect price point and value add for the clients. Like it's a real everyday evolving thing. Business isn't perfect. And I don't care if you did, more shout out to you. I don't come from a trust fund, right? So like what I'm doing is setting my family up for success or failure, however you dictate it. So like, I don't really have a backup plan. We got to make it work.
I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So this is like your gym, right? You own it.
Yeah. Started it from the side of my parents'
What is
house
the
with
name of it
zero
again?
client. Black Sheep Performance.
Okay, just everybody go follow them.
I appreciate it. Yeah, sure.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to give a shout out. Okay. And
Black
that's
Sheep Performance is my baby, is my gym. We have a lot of big name people here. I'm not here to build that. We have some of the best athletes in the world, some of the biggest CEOs in the world, artists, celebrities. And then Contrast Studios is my other business. I started with Chris Ciccanelli. He owns Pre-Romance. And we brought on Sam Hubbard too, who was my first client in Cincinnati when I moved here. And it's each room has its own individual sauna and cold tub.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And where are these located, these gyms?
Our first one was in Montgomery, right by Carlo and Johnny. Our second one was Hyde Park, right next to Kroger and Great Clips. And our third was in Anderson Shopping Center.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead. Sorry.
I have to say that I think it's such a cool, what am I trying to say? Like moment when you have a client that goes to you and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, how do I invest in this? That's how you know you have something. That's when you're like, yeah, this is a bittersweet moment because it's like, I might lose you as a client, but I'll gain you as an investor or a partner of some sort.
Yeah.
But that's how you know that you're on the right path.
Yeah. I mean, I had I won't even say the name of a gym franchise, try to buy my gym in 2018, and I had never seen, I was making less than $12,000 a year for the first 4 years of business. I didn't even have to pay taxes. I wasn't making enough money to even pay taxes. So like the first time I started to really roll, and I was in a crappy barn in Newtown, like renting space from a person who was in a lawsuit, and they tried to catch me up in that because they took my rent, the last $2,000 I ever had. I had $2,000 in my bank account. I put it down for 2 months of rent. They took it, pocketed it, weren't paying the landlord. I got kicked out, had to train at a park. So I've lost everything 3 or 4 times, right? And it's just a kind of a crazy process of when your business is investable is you think you made it. And I thought I was going to sell my business multiple times. Like they said, $100,000. My wife laughed at me because I'd never seen that kind of money, and I was going to sell, right? Like now we have $100,000 months. So like that's not a flex. It's top line. I'm not making $100,000 a month. But you get what I'm saying. Like I'm not here to brag. I'm here to show the next level, and I'm not making $100,000 a month. So I'll say that. But it's really important that like you know your worth. You have people around you that won't let you sell. And yeah, Chris was a client of mine at the gym for 5 years, and I'd pitch him business ideas every day. And I've learned more from him in business than I have anyone else in my life. And one day I said the contrast idea. He was like, "That's it. Let's do it." And it was that. But it took me 5 years of every day whittling away. How do I do this? What's my P&L? What book should I read? You know, how do I scale? He saw me go from 0 to 17 employees at the gym. So like, he really saw it go from the ground up. And I think it's really important that you lean on your mentors and actually trust them. And every time I've got an offer to sell or think I was going to sell, I got let down. So, you know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows when you think you have the opportunity to, you know, capitalize or multiple on your business, on your bottom line. I think you should keep it in-house and continue to try to grow it for the future.
Well said. And it's not always an instant gratification. It's
No.
grind after grind, year after year.
Yeah.
You know, you got to put in what you want out, and that's so relieving to hear. That
I got a pretty crazy story I've never showed on camera, which I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, let's get into that.
I'm so into this conversation. I'm like, I want to hear it.
I want to also highlight that even though I don't even want to say that you were struggling, but financially.
Oh, struggling, bro. Broke.
He's like, it's okay.
Like
you
food
can
or gas.
Yeah. Wow.
You choose. And
Yeah.
like my parents did a good job. I wasn't raised, you know, I was raised right. Like I never went without, ever. But if I chose to drop out of college when mom was paid for football, my parents cut me off. So like it was, you want to do this? You don't want to go to medical sales. You don't want to do this or that. We have the path. You're on your own.
Yeah.
And
that's that tough love.
That was it. And like I literally I moved to Denver with $600 in my pocket, like literally $600 in my pocket.
Oh
and
my
couch
God.
service, until I had enough to buy, you know, rent an apartment with 3 dudes and 2 bedrooms, right? Like,
Do you think that you would be where you are today if you didn't take on those opportunities, if you will, the $600 and jumping ship and
absolutely not. Absolutely
Because you've
not.
learned so much when
Yeah.
when you were out there.
I missed that stage of my life. I'd go back to have anything but no responsibilities and create. And, you know, you feel like an artist with a blank canvas. You really can create. Now I have responsibilities. You know, we have 50 employees across the city. I got 2 kids and a wife. My decisions have a ripple effect. When it was just me, I could be reckless and really create the way I wanted to. And it's not saying I'm not grateful for what I have, but I tell all these young, hungry entrepreneurs. I was in Atlanta filming a video with AJ Green, Mohamed Sanu, and Taylor Kinney, who's the biggest. The kid who does 6'7", the kid started 6'7", is I had in my gym before he moved to OTEs, the #1 point guard in the country, committed to Kansas, millions of followers. We're doing online training videos. So I was down there and met these young photographers that work for OTE, which is Bezos and Drake's basically academy for sports. It's in the heart of downtown Atlanta. It's incredible. These kids are making $500,000-$600,000 a year in high school. And they ask me, you know, like, they look at me like I used to look at my mentors, you know what I mean? And I look at them like, you guys have no idea what you really have in front of you. You have no idea that what I would give to go back. And it sounds crazy to be broke and like have to make it work to pay rent, have to make it work. Like I need that client to change their life and get me 5 clients, or I'm not going to have money to live out here. I got to go home. And like, that's just a crazy hungry space to like create from.
It's a whole other grind.
It's beautiful.
That's bigger than passion.
It's the most beautiful time in my life. And I would never, ever, I met my wife out there. You know what I mean? I had $32 in my account. We went to a place called the Irish Snug in Denver. Shout out to Irish Snug. And I was watching what she was ordering off the menu. And she got like a burger, sweet potato fries, things like that. And I'm just going to get water.
Oh
And
my
it-
God. I
and
was
I-
actually going to ask you guys how you met.
Yeah, so I maxed my debit card out. I didn't have a credit card until 2 years ago, so I did everything debit so I wouldn't overspend. And she spent $31 on dinner, and the waitress got mad at me because I only gave her $1 tip, and I couldn't say in front of my first date, like, yo, that was literally all of my money. I have $0 now on our first date. So she literally was with me when,
What an investment, though.
Oh man, she changed my life. Yeah.
What
no
a
doubt.
woman. I want to meet her.
She's the best. She's at home right now with our 7-week-old and our 3-year-old. So like, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 2 baby boys. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the story that I want to tell is it'll hit a striker chord with a lot of entrepreneurs. This is 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I got a call from, I won't say name, there's a billionaire in Cincinnati, and he knows the guy who started 24-hour fitness. So like the 24-hour fitness. He was the first billionaire in fitness in the world. He signed deals with Shaq, Ronaldo, Madonna. Like he built out these massive gyms. He did the UFC gym. He did all these things. Man, he's like, hey, this guy wants to meet you. I'm like, holy shit, pardon my French, holy crap. Like, okay, I'm going to Vegas. You know, you fly private out there. You get all, it's none of your money, right? It's all smoke and mirrors. And I'm just on cloud nine. I'm like, this guy's going to buy my business. You know, he's going to buy it for 5-10 million. I'm calling my homies. Texting my business partner, Javon, has been with me since day one, and we struggled together. And I'm like, hey, you know, I think I got our family. We're going to buy some land. We're going to do this. We're going to build a new gym. Get driven out through this beautiful neighborhood into this private golf course with only 50 houses and 50 members on the course. Again, I can't say the name, but like I'm in the most, you know, luxurious place in Vegas. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, I didn't even know people lived like this. And we sit down and we start going through the P&L. We start going through, you know, lifetime value of a client, retention, all these things. And I'm thinking I'm killing it. I think he's going to buy it. I'm going to leave here with a check. I'm going to fly home myself private.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going to buy the plane.
Yeah, he's gonna give me the plan.
Yeah, and he looked at me and he goes, son, your business isn't investable. This is a joke. And like, he gave me the best advice I've ever got though. It's like, I've never been more shocked. It's like I go to the bathroom, went to the bathroom and, you know, to be transparent, cried my eyes out. I'm like, oh my God, like I could have made money at home. I got at the time, my wife was pregnant. I thought I had all these things. And I came back and you could tell I was really distraught. Like you could tell I was really upset. And I have a temper and I held it, but I'm probably like, I'm a redhead, or I'm bald now, but like I'm a ginger kind of. So like my face probably was really freaking red. He's like, what's wrong, buddy? I'm like, well, you know, I thought you were going to buy my business. And he laughed in my face. He's like, buddy, you shouldn't want to sell your business now. Make a better multiple. You can't replicate yourself. This isn't franchisable. Start a business. Pay attention to what they're doing in Europe. Pay attention to recovery. Start another business to come back and see me. And I left there. The guy dropped me off. He was like, hey, I got to go to the airport. I got to go pick up my son in Aspen, and just dropped me on the strip. And I walked around the strip for like 5 hours, you know, sad, crying, calling on my people. And everyone's kind of laughing at me like, yo, bro, you're straight. This is it. And I thought I had worked hard enough. I thought I had done enough, added enough value, changed enough lives. You know, started from zillion, we did $1 million, and started from zero. We had done our first $1 million in top line that year. I'm like, I made it. And I didn't realize how far I was. And he's just like, man, listen, like, don't sell your business. You think you're done. You're just getting started. Pay attention to these trends. Pay attention to these things. And that was the grounds of starting Contrast. Like looking at what they're doing in Europe, looking at the sauna and cold tub. And I brought that idea back and partnered with Chris on it. So like the worst day of my entire life at that point in business turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me, and started another business. And now when we get Contrast to a certain place, he's going to take the meeting, we fly back out, and we get to have another sit down. So like, there's so many different avenues of business. When you think you're done, you're actually just starting. And for entrepreneurs, it can be, I mean, it's an uphill battle. You get to a mountain peak, you look up, there's 10 more peaks. And I think that you have this social media confusion of like, get rich quick. You know what I mean? It's going to happen fast. You can make $1 million in 12 months, you know? And I just don't think that's feasible or replicable. So like for me, that really shifted my perspective in business of like, it's not a do it to sell it. It's a do it to truly love what you do. And if you can do it well enough and listen to enough information, you will be able to have that exit one day. But when you think you're ready to exit, you're so far from it in reality, and it's back to the grindstone. So that was 3 years ago, and that was one of the most transformative things I've ever had in business. But it was the hardest day of my life at that point in business. I've had really hard days in my life, but like when your business is life and death, that really felt like, you know, I got the complete rug ripped out from under me, and it was a hard day. It was a long flight back home.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you still keep in touch with this
Absolutely.
man?
I send him an email every couple of months, let him know what we're doing, let him know what we're up to.
That's
And
awesome.
he's the biggest guy in fitness, and he's an email away, and he just wants to see us actually prove a concept. And even if we sell it to him, you know, I still let him know that like that day, what I thought was the worst thing, and I you know, quite frankly, wanted to throw him across the room.
Right.
But he is, you know, he changed my life in a very positive way, and I can't thank him enough for being real with me.
Wow.
And that changed the way I am with young entrepreneurs. I'm very transparent and real. Like, I'm not sugarcoating anything. It's not sunshine and rainbows. It's hard. Business is hard.
It's just
Absolutely. I feel like that goes back to your overall mindset of just like when you trip and you fall, you got to get back up, right? And you got to try harder. You reach the peak of the mountain, there's 10 more steps. You
Yep.
just got to keep
I mean,
plugging
like,
away.
look at my shirt. This is the brand of my gym. So, like, at the
Yes.
end of the day, you know,
Like literally nobody cares.
no one really cares.
Yeah.
They're just watching to see you fail.
I want a shirt. Where can I
got
get
you.
one?
At the gym.
Okay, I'm coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you guys would like the gym. Yeah. It's the best. I selfishly say it's the best network in Cincinnati. All the car shows you see here, our parking lot looks like that. Like, it is the best network in Cincinnati, but it's a very quiet, kept secret. It's fun.
Now, can anybody this might be a dumb question.
Please, no, there's no
But
dumb
can
questions.
anybody join?
Yes, but you have to be with a trainer. You cannot walk in and just use the gym.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm coming.
Go ahead. Please do.
So,
do.
not to change gears, but what drives, what do you think is the biggest problem that you see, or personal, not issues, but personal, what am I trying to say? What do you,
I don't know. What are you trying to say?
when you get clients,
Mhm.
getting up and getting out the door to go work out, to go, I guess, be healthy or go choose a different path for yourself? Like,
I
what do you,
say human optimization, optimizing you. The best version of your potential self is where, when you meet me, that's what we do.
that's what you do.
That's what we do.
So, in order for me to get up out of bed,
Mm-hmm.
I'm work driven,
Okay.
definitely.
I mean, he gets to work at
Which means you're goal driven.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
You need a
So,
carrot to chase.
he gets to work at 3 a.m. like 3:30 a.m.
but for me, I'm like, I want to work out.
Mhm.
I want to go for a run. I want to invest in myself
Mhm.
just as much as I invest in what I do. But finding the time. Do you think time's a factor with a lot of your clients?
I'm the wrong guy to ask these questions to. I'm a very busy man, and I'm stronger than I've ever been in my whole life right now.
And you just got to make time.
You have to. So, you know, you'll change the world for your kids, and you'll do everything you can, but will you get healthy for your kids?
Well, yeah, see, there you go.
That's the big driving force
just
for
changed
me.
my mind.
And like the way I look at it
Yeah,
is
literally.
the brain is really powerful, right? Like the most powerful thing we have access to from, the big man upstairs. And the brain works if you don't have a almost unattainable goal. Like if you don't have something that you're chasing in your brain won't turn on for it. It won't have a neural synapse. It won't have any connection. There's no light. There's no spark. And whatever that, like, fit people work out, like, I'm gonna do 70 days hard or whatever it is. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, is it good for some people? Sure. But it's not attainable. It's not replicatable. You're not gonna work out twice every day. You're not gonna drink a gallon of water. You're not gonna have a perfect diet. You just fall off and burn off. So you lose 35 pounds, spike your cortisol, mess your hormones up, and then stop. It's a lifestyle. So what is your active goal that you're actually chasing? Even if it's like, if a goal, like when I tell people to start to work out, your goal should be to work out. Like make it to the gym. Then I take care of the self. I'm like a good caddy or a good waiter if you've ever been to a 5-star restaurant or a golfer. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have to think. Turn your brain off. Let me take care of it. So like when you show up to the gym, if you walk through the door, you did the hardest part. I got you now. Our trainer's got you now. So like the goal should be to get to the gym, not to look a certain way. So if you can get to the gym, the dominoes start to fall. Then it's eating. And then it turns into, okay, what do I need to do? What am I reading? What am I mentally ingesting in? What's my mental workout, right? What's the podcast? What's the books? What's prayer? What's scripture? It's a domino effect. And then I found out it's hard to get people to come into the gym where Joe Burrow works out, right? It's a very intense gym. On the other hand, that's why I started Contrast. It's a passive workout. So if I can't get you into the gym, but I can get you in a sauna and a cold tub, get your dopamine to fire, get your endorphins to fire, you feel good. And 2 weeks later, you're like, oh crap, now I do want to work out. So then you come see me. So like, I think that the most important thing is, why are you working out? It can't be vain. I was a model, man. Like, it can't be to look good. It is to always be able, for my joint. I know there's, in women especially, the most important thing is muscle and skeletal structure as you get older, right?
Yeah.
If you aren't, your bones are getting weaker every single day, which means I can't play with my kids, which means I can't walk around, which means I can't be active, which means I can't help around the house, which means I'm a shell of myself. So for me, I do it for function of life. For me, I do it so I don't get tired during work. It's just a necessary evil to my life. I just happen to really like weights, but I hate meetings. So like for me, a lot of people, the way they view working out is how I view P&L sheets, charts, graphs, projections, numbers, meetings. I hate it. It's not what I like to do. I like to train. I like to motivate. I like to talk. I like to do. So like whatever you don't like to do, it's a necessary evil to get to the end goal. That's just how.
I love that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So everyone there kind of gets assigned a trainer.
It depends on what your style is.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Oh, that's nice. So it's
Yeah,
not like you're gonna
we have
like.
female trainers, we have male trainers, we
Okay.
have group training, we have bounce back training. So if you tear
Okay.
your ACL or rotator cuff, you come see us once you're cleared from PT. We have 90-year-old clients, we have 9-year-old clients, we have professional athletes, we have moms, we have kids who want to play on JV, we have equestrian riders, we have gymnasts, we have CEOs and executives. I don't care what you look like. I'm trying to make you a machine in whatever your passion is. And if that's a stay-at-home mom, you're gonna be the most badass stay-at-home mom in the world. You know?
It's like that's what I want to be.
I want to be a machine.
I started Pilates like reformer,
Love it.
and I'm in love with it.
I love Pilates.
I am literally like, I go about 3-4 times a week, and it's like when you first start, you're like, ugh, but I
Yep.
feel so much better going.
100%.
And then once like I'm there, I'm like I fucking love this shit.
Yeah,
it's literally,
it's-
and it's just me and my trainer there, and I go to like a local yoga studio, but my fiance, he'll go to like, not knocking Planet Fitness at all.
I don't knock Planet Fitness at all. Anyone who
But-
works out, I'm not knocking. The person
Yeah.
walking on the street,
Yeah.
if that's their workout, shout out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, fitness is where you have to meet it where you're at in your life, and then you build on it. You can't start up here.
Exactly. And I told him, and he's a built guy, and he has, I mean, Paul, sorry if you're watching this, I'm not trying to like say anything, but like there's some things he struggles with, and he's like, I don't know why this isn't toned or this isn't working, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, God, let's take you to this gym and get you a trainer, because I think that would just help him. And I feel like it's not even about physically, but mentally. When I started working out, I'm like, I just feel like I could just conquer the day.
Well, hormones don't lie, and that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Like, get your blood work done. It's more important than a physical. 7 panels instead of 3. That's a tip for you guys. But hormones don't lie. There's a reason when you get out of a cold tub, you have 7 times the amount of dopamine and endorphins you normally do. So you're gonna feel good. It's a feel-good hormone. When you're done working out, you feel good. When you walk, you feel good. So I chase things that make me, I'm a dopamine fiend. I chase things that make me feel good. And if you can just continue to, that's why I believe in starting your day with a workout. If you don't work out, because it's a true stepping stone for the rest of your day. It's a catalyst. It's the phoenix. And if you don't work out, do not work out after work. It's hard on your body. You're not in it. You're doing it to start your day. You get your blood pumping, which I always want people to be better at their job and better at their career.
So this Friday is my last day here. It is, well, working for Element Eatery. I will still be on the podcast.
Love it.
But so I will, so kind of to back it up, my mom passed away 2
Sorry to
months
hear
ago
that.
to breast cancer, and then my dad passed away now a year ago to pancreatic cancer.
My God.
And it is like, and then my fiance had leukemia. Like, we're just, yes. So I am taking this time to just heal and grieve. And then, and now I just like, I can't wait for the days where I can just get up in the mornings and just,
like cue the Rocky
heal.
music.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm like, I can't wait for that. And and it's gonna
Selfishly,
start, yeah.
I want to be at least someone in my gym be a part of that. I love the broken. That's where I reside. You know, my life is chaotic. I'm a mental health speaker. I have a very dark brain. And I'm cool with that. I'm not afraid to say it. But like I relate to the broken. That's when I want to see you walk in the doors, when you don't have any other answers. Your back's against the wall, and it's like, yo, we got to do this shit. We got to. That's why it's called Black Sheep Performance. It is not an individual. It is being unique and different and owning that and using it instead of running from it. You have all this energy. It's a lot. It's probably not all clean. That's fine. You can use that and mold it into like the craziest fuel you've ever had in your life. And it can be a catalyst to the most beautiful things in your life. I really think, like, people don't even know what yin and yang is. It's 2 fish, right? There's black and white. The white inside the black is the good inside the bad. The black inside the white is the bad inside the good. You can't have one without the other. There is no good without bad. There is no bad without good. It's happened simultaneously. So the lowest point of your entire life could be the true rocket ship and catalyst to get you places you don't even understand that you belong. And I'm a living testament to that. I have people that are living testaments to that. We have very powerful stories in the gym. Like my homie, I don't know if you guys know who Nick Mundy is. Nick Mundy passed last year, the Mundy Mindset. Very prevalent guy in the city, mover, shaker, doer. A very good friend of mine passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's part of life. But that part of life for me and my kid also has seizures. So like there was a lot that happened in my life in a very short amount of time. And, you know, it was the darkest time of my life, one of them. And it also is the most transformative part of my life because there's two options when you're that dark. You can quit and we know where that goes. It can get real scary real quick, or you can take a step forward for the people that can't do it anymore. And like that is a driving force. I have his name on my leg. Like I think about it every day. But if he was here, what would he tell me to do? I think about it all the time, and I haven't lost my parents, and I'm sorry that's the case, but like, I just think people that are broken have the most potential.
Thank you for saying that. It's very, I mean, not to be vulnerable, like I am in grieving therapy, and I think therapy is good for everyone. And,
Shout out, absolutely.
And not to get religious, but me and my fiance we're very big on our faith in the Bible.
Yeah.
And when he had leukemia, he's cured now, but he had it when he was a child. And he was in children's for 9 months straight. And I'm not trying to tell his story, but they would say to him, you can't work out, you just need to lay in bed. And he told me, he's like, I worked out every day. He said, I couldn't just lay here. He said they would yell at me because they would come in. I was doing push-ups. He was like, but he's like, I can't just lay here.
People only deem possible what they understand.
Yeah. And he's like, how am I supposed to just lay here? But I think like everything that everybody's gone through really shapes them. And unfortunately, losing both my parents at 25 has shaped me in a way that I don't even know yet.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but yeah, a little sidetrack, but
it's
yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I relate very, very heavily to people going through heavy things. And because I realized how close my life was going the wrong way when it was almost broken all the way down. And I made one decision that completely changed the trajectory of my life. And I used the really bad things that happened to me to help me. Yes. And I think about it every day, things I will never talk about on camera that happened to me, but like, it's not going to escape. It's not going to leave. It's not going to not happen. You're not going to wake up one day as like, oh, it's a bad dream. It's like, no, this is what happened to me. I'm going to rock this shit, and I'm going to make sure that when I have kids, and I don't know if you have kids, you guys are...
Yeah, no, not yet. We get married 2 months, but...
Love that.
No
You're
kids
doing it right.
Yeah.
But like, but when you have kids, you have to have the answers for them. And, you know, I don't want my kid to stop when something's hard, or he gets broken down, or he's depressed, or has crippling anxiety like his dad. Like, I don't want that to stop him. That's why I do podcasts. So if something happens to me, he can Google my name and he can watch what I say. I journal to him so he can read it.
I love that.
I love that.
Like, I talk so my kids will listen to me one day if anything happens, and I write things down and I journal to them once a month of like, this is where you're at, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, and if something did happen, this is the advice I would give you this month.
Dude,
And
yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you're spitting so much game right now.
Do you want to be like our third co-host?
I love it.
I had
though.
a podcast and we had to let it go because I had another business. And
How about you just come on once a month with us,
Right.
okay? And
Some fitness.
we'll just do some TED Talks and...
I do have a TED Talk. I've done one.
Of course you have.
It's on YouTube. It's about using fear to structure your life. And I actually have a real structure on like how to wake up to go to sleep.
I'm going to check that out because I had my son when I was a senior year in high school, or on my senior year in high school. And everything that I've done since then was because I was afraid
You had
to
him
fail.
on prom night.
I had him on prom
had to
night.
throw that in there.
Respect. That is
Yeah.
impressive, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We had the after party at my house and everything. It was like, we gotta go have a baby. You know. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
That's amazing.
But the fear of failing is
Yeah.
what drove me to
Yeah.
just be a better person every day of my life.
Yep.
So I'm definitely gonna check out that podcast. or
Yeah.
that
That
TED
is
Talk.
amazing.
Please do.
Can we circle back really quick to the beginning? You said you do things with Lululemon. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so I'm an ambassador. So I'm the bald guy in the picture in their store in Kenwood. Yeah, so they reached out to me, and actually, I've told them this to their face. I have a very loud opinion that I pitched them for 5 years that I was going to change fitness in Cincinnati, and they ghosted me. And then they reached back out to me, and I said no. And then we had a meeting, and we moved on, and I told them exactly how I felt and that you should pay attention to what I'm saying. And now I'm an ambassador for Lulu, and
Congratulations.
good for you, man.
thank you. But it was very it was a full circle moment, and I kind of wanted to throw it in their face of like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, we had a good conversation, and now, yeah, I love the Lulu fam.
I love that you're like I don't need you. I'm good.
Yeah,
Like-
because
like
people didn't
everything.
need me. Like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been pitching myself since I was 21, saying I was the best trainer in the country. No one believed me, and I'm gonna do this, and that. No one believed me. The only person that did was my business partner and my wife.
Can we
You know?
highlight that real quick, because it was your mindset again that you could have looked at yourself as a failure, you could have looked at yourself as many things, but you just had that you switched it in your brain to be like, no, I'm better than this. I'm gonna be the best. And that's what it takes to drive anybody, I feel like. So even when you're down and broken, it's switching that into that hyper gear.
Unrealistic confidence.
Yes.
It's not real. Like, oh, we need to figure out how to go to moon. I'll do it. I'll figure it out. I'll ride a bike up there. But like, I don't think that life is meant to be, there's no governor. Like, I don't have a governor in my brain, and my wife makes me have an idea jar. I come home with a new idea every day, and she's like, if you start one more damn business, I swear to God,
Put it.
yeah, you're gonna have a problem with me.
Yeah.
And she makes me have idea buckets. But like, my
Shout
thing
out
is,
to your wife.
she's
She
the best.
seems like a
She's-
badass.
She is. I'm the one person I'm afraid of in this world. But like, I think life is meant to be lived, and I think people don't understand what it means to live. Like, live. And I got a lot of dead homies. I got
Yeah.
a lot of dead friends, and I always think, and we've had deep conversations, if they ever were here next to me, what would they tell me to do? And it's like, this will end. It is finite. Death and taxes, right? 2 guarantees in life. So what are you doing wasting your time? Why? Don't worry. Don't stress. Create. Like, live. What are you living for today? On my life, like, I create businesses to optimize people's lives. That's my life statement, my mission goal. It's what I do. If I'm not doing that, I'm not living truthfully. Whether you can talk about faith, like, I ran from faith for 5 years. Agnostic, gave up on the Bible, gave up on religion, gave up on it all. Hated
Oh
it.
wow.
Was not down. Grew up in the church, mom sang in the choir, dad carried the cross. Like, I went to church every Sunday, went to Catholic school, and I went to, shamans. I did everything but God, right? And I made my own definition and got to the source, and, bought a Bible again and in scripture again. And like, I think that's fine. Like, I knew God was waiting on me the whole time. Like, all right, bro, I got you. You're back. You're good. But it's not meant to be perfect. And I don't hide behind this. Like, I make big mistakes. I fail really big. I don't fail small. And I'm not afraid to be very real about it, because there's going to be someone listening to this. Like, I'm exactly where that dude was at. And I'm not brilliant. I'm a grunt. I'm an LA fitness trainer, right? I was making $11 every 30 minutes, you know what I mean? Or $11 an hour. I did train 2 sessions every hour on the hour to make $22 an hour. After taxes, it was $13, you know what I mean? So like, I started from nothing, and I think that that's something I've always wanted to get across to people. Like, I'm not special. I'm not. I work really, really hard, but I have an unrealistic amount of self-belief that if I don't, someone else is going to. So it might as well be me and my team.
Might as well be you.
Might as well be me and my team. Yeah.
So you in the gym, but you also do still train people at the
I
gym.
was at the gym this morning training, yeah. Darius Bosley, former first-round draft pick in the NBA, was with me this morning. I had a 7 a.m. fitness group with my guys. The Bengals are in there now. And then I go to Contrast after this. The Bengals are going from here to Contrast. I'll check in on them in our Hyde Park store, and then I'll go back and train and meet in the afternoon, and then go home and be a dad.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
What
That's
a story.
insane. Is there somebody that you've trained that you're like, holy shit, I'm training this
Like, my
person?
holy shit moment was
Yes.
so like, my thing is I was like I said, I was very highly recruited. I wanted to, if I wasn't a first round draft pick, I wanted to train one. So I was in the gym with Christian McCaffrey back in the day, but it wasn't my client. I was a grunt. Yeah, I was cleaning the floors and stuff though, like, so it wasn't my client. Yeah, so like, I was a grunt at that gym. I got into that gym from Derek Wolf, who played football at UC and played for the Broncos. I hit this guy up like 25 times in a row, and he eventually hired me as a favor and then fired me. now is a mentor, is a good friend of mine, and I learned from him. But like, it came down to a point to where when I moved back to Cincy, I had got Sam Hubbard. I had a couple NFL guys, and it kind of blew up. Then COVID hit. So COVID was the best thing that ever happened to my business. One, I took a risk going into an 11,000 square foot facility with making less per month than my rent was. Like, that's how big of a risk I took. No employees or nothing, and I didn't have enough money in the account to cover 1 month of rent. So they gave me 6 months free rent because no one was buying buildings in COVID, right? So I leased it and ended up having one of the craziest months of my life and making it work, paying first month rent, and then slowly starting to get back. But during COVID, UC's football team, they shut down. So I had like 60 guys in the gym. Xavier basketball, the Bengals, and then all of a sudden Joe Burrow gets drafted by the Bengals. Sam Hubbard is Joe Burrow's former roommate and best friend. He's the #1 draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner, right? And that was always my dream to be that. I wasn't.
Who's Joe Burrow?
I don't never heard of him. But it was a crazy thing. Is Sam is like, hey, Joe reached out. He wants to train tomorrow. I'm like sitting at home and I'm like, holy shit. You know, when opportunity meets preparation, you better be ready. And, you know, I've been preparing my whole life for that one moment. And he came in the gym and he looked at me and said, what time tomorrow? And he's been at the gym for 5.5 years. His whole time.
Sam Hubbard?
No, Joe.
Good for it. Wow.
So then Joe, actually crazy stories, I trained him for that first year and he was like, yo, I got this guy. He's Ohio University's head strength coach. His name's Dak Nostine. He's now my director of performance. So I told Dak, like, hey, after the session, drive up, watch what I do with Joe. So, and he was his trainer as a kid. So that's his guy. I can't take credit for Joe's success. It's not my job. I'm not a clout chaser. But what happened was...
You're so honest and real.
Thank you.
Love that.
But
like, you really are.
Thank you. I think it's important in this industry because people will train someone for a day and then market it as clickbait and say, I got this guy there, when that's not true. I did not get Joe to the NFL. I trained him for a year. So I trained him for a couple months. But I bring in Dak, and Dak is Joe's trainer from childhood. He said he was making X there, and I didn't even have the money at the time. I said, I'll double it. Leave Ohio. And he left Ohio and now is my head director of strength performance, and he trains Joe in-house every day. So like, putting my ego aside, I was like, well, if I can't get Joe in here, he's not going to train with me, he's going to train with this dude. I'm just going to hire this dude and pay him more than the college does. And now he's my director of performance, and we have 15 trainers under him. So
I love this story.
But it got me to everyone. So like, it got me to all these crazy clients. Is like, the second you pull up in Cincinnati, Shamar Stewart, when he had a holdout this year, the Bengals first round draft pick, first call was me. His agent calls me and goes, hey, he's not in Cincinnati. He's training in Cincinnati. He's not going to be on the Bengals, but he wants to be in the city. I need you with him tomorrow morning. That happened really quick. Trey Hendrickson, he's like, hey, I don't want to go home. And now Trey's one of my guys full time. So like, now next offseason, I'll be in Jacksonville for a couple months with Trey. So like, these little things happen that you don't prepare for every day. But like, I've been living this day, the same day every day for, you know, since I was 21 years old. I'm 32, 11 years straight. So whenever someone pulls up, Darius, the first round draft pick, completely ruptured ACL, PCL, meniscus, all these things, played for the Lakers. He sees me with Tay, who's the most viral kid in the world right now, the 6'7" kid. And he goes, hey, what time tomorrow? And he says, what time tomorrow, right? So like, all these things happen because of what I've been willing to do for 11 years and just be ready for the next person to walk in the door.
I think it's so crazy to analyze your whole backstory and everything. If you took a piece of everything that you've done and just stack it up, you'd think you'd be on the mountaintop, but you got so much more to go, and your drive is unbelievable, man.
This is just the start, man. This is a warm up. Like, my favorite artist is Nipsey. So like the marathon.
Oh yeah.
I've been a Nipsey guy. I have the marathon tattoo since I was a kid. 16 years old, I started listening. But like, the big thing is you put this like perception on your life, what you think it's going to look like. And the next thing, it continues to like evolve and it creates a life of its own. And I've learned to stop putting, like, I always say every morning, you know, something new and exciting is going to happen today. I live from a place of abundance. I have no limits because I'm obsessed with my craft. All these things, like residual income is flowing to me like a fucking avalanche. Like, I say all these repetitive things, not knowing what that thing would be. And then now that I have faith back in God, it's like, listen, you got the script. I'm going to bust this ass today. I'm going to do whatever I can. And then whatever falls in front of me, I'm going to demolish, instead of trying to always create. Like, yes, I know what I want my next gym to look like. I have another idea for another business. I'm launching an online training program in the next couple of weeks, which will be huge. But there's always another idea. Like, there's a big can't even say too much, but like a big complex in Cincinnati that reached out to me. It was like, hey, we'll pay to have you put a gym here, right? Like, we'll just license it, you run it. And it was just a random phone call from a massive group. And it was just like, all right, I guess that's the new and exciting thing today. I'm going to look at this, you know what I mean? And then the podcast. So no matter what it is, I don't put severity on if this is the best thing in my life or the worst. If I feel in my heart I should do it, I just do it. And I never know what's going to come from it. I just do it.
There's no limit on that.
No, there isn't.
No.
It's abundance. There is
Yeah.
no limit on my life. There's no governor.
I want to ask some fun questions. Not that these aren't fun questions, but more
Yeah,
about you.
Please.
Okay. You get to the gym. What's on your playlist?
So I have severe ADHD and my music is the same. I grew up, my mom sang in the choir. She sang opera. My dad is a classic rock guy. My best friend put me on Sade when I was 19. I could listen to everything from Hank Williams to Sade to Nipsey to Gunna to Tool to Metallica to AC/DC to
21.
21. Yes, but then I love Sinatra. I love Dean
Yeah.
Martin. You know, I love Frankie Borelli. Like there's so many different people that I really like to listen to.
Yeah.
I like Viking war music. I really got into I'm gonna have to pull this up.
No, pull it up.
I got into hold on. Gregorian chants, like Catholic monk chants.
yeah.
So that was just the latest thing on my Spotify. So it all depends on, how can I say this without sounding like a lunatic? I believe every thought isn't ours, it's channeled. It's from somewhere else. Like, it's not my thought. It's coming from, and so whatever I feel, I do things very recklessly and fast. If I feel it, I act on it. And that's why I have people around me with structure. My feet are never on the ground. They're like barely hanging on. I'm unrealistic as hell. But whatever I feel like that day, it could be a motivational podcast. It could be an old sermon. It could be opera, country, rock, rap. Like, it just whatever I feel that day.
Yeah. Love that. I'm really big into, I feel you on the ADHD because I'm like listening to like Christian music in the morning, like Brandon Lake
Yep.
and Phil Wickham and all of them. And I'm like, okay, Nicki Minaj.
100%.
comes on.
Yeah, I just think it's a vibe. It's like whatever energy you're feeling and want to replicate and create, there's a music for that.
I'm
And
like, okay, Nicki.
I love music.
You know what
Spit
gets
your shit.
you know what gets me hyped up, and I'm gonna get hated for this, but is Tekashi 6ix9ine that kind of just
Bro,
music,
stop.
Drill music.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
straight
yeah.
drill music.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't.
I know.
You're such a
Let the
big
haters hate,
fan.
but-
Yeah,
Whatever.
any kind of music, I don't judge. Someone created it. Someone created it from a place of like having like everything humans do is to elicit emotion from another human, and like I just kind of let the music take me where it wants.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
Besides the people that you've trained, have you ever been starstruck by an artist? Like literally anyone.
Yeah, I've been around some pretty cool people that you kind of have to like hold your breath. Let's see. And this is not a flex. I've met a lot of cool people. Having Kirk Herbstreit randomly call me one day as a kid watching College Game Day. It's like, hey, I want you to train me and train my kid. Like, I remember taking a picture of his name on my truck's like screen and like sending it out. Like, bro, you'll never believe who just called me randomly. It was a random Tuesday night, and it was like, hey, this is Kirk Herbstreit. I listened to the voicemail. I'm like, holy shit. Like, the Kirk, I called him back. He's like, what's up, buddy? I'm like, sir. He's like, sir, fuck that. Call me Kirk. I'm like, oh, dang, you know? But my favorite band is Tool. I don't know if you guys know who Tool is.
Yep.
They use mathematical scales and riffs to create music. They're incredible. I was sweeping the floor at Lando Performance in Denver, and Maynard, the lead singer of Tool, Perfect Circle, and Pucifer, he walks through the door, and the owner knows I'm a huge Tool fan. He's a huge Tool fan. No one likes Tool, right? Like, it's 90s dad rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I like so sorry, Tool,
Yeah.
but I have no idea who you're talking
give
about.
Tool a Google. I think you like it.
Okay.
You like good music. And I'm walking across the floor, and I like walk by the owner of the gym. I'm like, hey, is that Maynard? And he's like, yeah. Like, nonchalant. I'm like, oh shit. Like, keep sweeping, keep cleaning up the gym. And he told Maynard that I was a fan. And I'm a nobody at this gym, right? Like, and he walks up to me. He's like, hey, you like Tool? And I'm like, look out. Yes, sir. Like the whole yes, sir thing again. He's like, sir, here's 2 backstage tickets. You and Lauren are going to come to my show tonight at the Pepsi Center.
Aww.
And so me and my mentor literally went to Tool and watched him after I met him in the gym.
That's
Stop.
so
And I
cool.
remember that Lauren was like, hey, I need you to eat. And I didn't have enough money to eat before the concert. So I can remember like it was yesterday, looked up change in my truck, found 99 cents, hit a Wendy's. He picked me up in that Wendy's parking lot. We went together. And like, I'm riding in the car with my mentor for the first time. He's like talking to me like a normal guy. Now it's 22 years old. And I'll never forget it. Like that was a very big moment in my life.
That is so cool.
And I saw training get him to that realm. And I'm like, oh, if I'm the best at this, I could be with whoever. And, looking forward, 10 years past that has kind of turned into my life. It's like, I just wanted people to think, if you think fitness in Cincinnati, if my name doesn't pop up, I suck at my job. Like, I'm really big on that. If you think fitness in Cincinnati, you don't think of my name, I'm not doing a good enough job yet.
That's going to take you so far, especially where you are now. I mean, it's going to be a swinging door for you.
We'll see. Maybe not.
No, I mean, we found you. I mean,
I found you.
That's true.
I slid in them DMs.
Yeah.
I said, hey, let me on your podcast.
Dude,
Yeah.
well, thanks for doing that.
Yeah. Dude, your story is amazing.
I'm so same time next month. Come on, and we'll just.
I'm down.
We'll just, yeah. Well, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice
Should
to
we
meet you
ask
as well.
our famous end of the interview question?
Yes. I don't know how he's going to answer it, but go on.
I don't know how you're gonna answer it because you do everything.
Yeah.
So, fitness, modeling,
Not a model anymore.
not modeling.
That was a short time.
Modeling for years ago. We won't count that.
Yeah.
Fitness,
Anything under the
everything
sun.
under the sun is in your element. What is something that is outside of your element? That is like public speaking. Well, it's not public speaking.
It's not public
I
speaking.
love public
Something
speaking.
that you just generally.
Crazy story about public speaking though is I'm dyslexic and had a stutter as a kid. So there's a reason I speak, because I got made fun of really bad for a spelling bee from stuttering in front of everyone, and I wanted to go back and do that
prove
shit.
everyone that
Yes.
you're wrong.
Those
Yeah,
damn
dude.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. The bullies are needed. Like,
Look at
it's
me
a
like
part
this.
of American culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Push me to success.
What's out of my element? Sitting still and focusing on one task.
Oh.
Well said. I could totally see that.
Good one,
I could totally
yeah.
see
I'm
that.
terrible at it.
So,
I
like-
don't sit down in meetings. Like, I'm on the whiteboard, I'm up, I'm down. Like, I have to warn people, like, hey, if we have a client meeting or like this guy I'm meeting with next Thursday about this potential gym, which could happen or not, I will warn them and be like, hey, if this is longer than, 15 minutes, I'm going to stand up and walk around the room. Don't be freaked out. I mean, I'm not on drugs. I'm not tweaking. But, like, I don't sit ever. I
That's
don't sit
me in
well.
the office.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, my poor finance manager sitting by me, and I'm like just like stretching.
Oh, I'm tweaking. Like,
And I'm like, I can't do this.
every phone call I'm on, I walk. Or I'm driving, I don't sit. I'm standing around my house. But, like, I like to move. And if you make me sit, bad things happen. So that is out of my element.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
I could
that.
see
You're doing so
that.
much. You're
Yeah.
doing so much. You could have stayed the whole time here.
This is where you can see
We'll
I've
get
been
you a
moving.
cordless
I've
mic.
got like the coffee 6 times.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're
every,
good.
Yeah,
We're
right, something
good.
always going.
We're
Well, we
good.
appreciate you coming
doubt.
out.
Thank
this
you
has been
so much.
So this has been so educational, I think, for all of our listeners. We do get a lot of people sliding in our DMs.
One question, because
Ask
how
as many
can
questions as you want.
how can someone join your gym? What do they need to do?
TrainBSP.com, TrainBSP on Instagram, TrainBSP on Facebook. Mine is
Look at me,
Patrick
I'm
Coyne.
trying to remember it too, like Train PSC.
Mine is Patrick Coyne, Coyne. Contrast Studios. I'm very accessible. I'm very easy to find. If you got a problem in fitness, if you need something done, you're in a dark spot, hit me up.
I guarantee you're going to change somebody's life with this podcast because, like I was saying, like there's so many people that DM us that are like, hey, I just listened to your podcast. I feel motivated as ever, and I'm going to go do this thing that I'm passionate about. Or, I don't think anyone's quit their job from our podcast, but, taking that leap of faith that they've been battling with, that fear that we talked about.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you.
I'll leave the people with this. Every job I didn't own the business that I got fired from. So
Take it as it is.
yeah.
Take it as it is. Well, it's been In Your Element podcast. I've been Randall Pink.
I'm Natalie Kaufman.
Patrick Coyne, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Back up in my yellow. I get my grind on and my mind strong, I'm working. I clock in when the night's long, so much time gone, but it's worth it. I'm locked in, keep the lights on, got my mind on my purpose. It's working, I flourish, I